Today, I wanted to respond to a thoughtful question I received about Eugene Gendlin's book, Focusing-Oriented Psychotherapy. Now, the question was this: Gendlin mentions the word mutation a few times, but I can't find any information on what he means by that. I'm so thankful for this question. It's insightful, meaningful, subtle, and not always easy to find a clear answer to. So, thank you for submitting this. And this is actually a common experience when reading Eugene Gendlin's work. He often uses language in a way that stretches us. Even the word focusing can be a bit misleading. It makes it sound like it's a mental practice of, directing our attention. But really, this work invites something different. His impulse is to turn gently inward, listening for what's forming inside the body and what's in the body, but is often not yet in words. So, part of engaging with Gendlin's work means reorienting ourselves, not just intellectually, but experientially. His writing asks us to meet it from the inside with patience and openness. He describes something living and does not often offer formulas. Which brings us to this word mutation. Now, from my understanding in focusing oriented psychotherapy and his work, Gendlin is using the word mutation to describe a significant transformative shift that arises when we engage with a felt sense. And it's the moment when something new, something unexpected emerges. And this something carries us forward beyond old patterns, beyond old ways of thinking, old habits. And these shifts are often quite complex and they arise from the preconceptual. So they go beyond our uh, predefined emotional categories by our predefined or thought structures that are in existence, but that really a mutation creates an entirely new way of experiencing and relating to an issue. So it's not simply a change of perspective, it's the emergence of something we didn't previously know, something that wasn't already formed, but now is formed and available to us. To quote Gendlin on a felt sense, he says, "A felt sense comes. It isn't just there waiting. We have to let it form and come." And when we give space to that forming, that living sense inside, without pushing it or analyzing it, it really can reveal something deep and fresh. And that freshness is a quality, a sign of a real shift, a mutation. So let me give an example of what I interpret a mutation to be. Say someone feels anxious every time they think about failing, not just worried, but they really get caught in a loop that they can't really explain. When that happens, you kind of get tangled with something and you don't really know why. There's no words, there's no explanation, but here we are kind of tangled, right? We can't really explain it. So instead of trying to fix it, what happens when we pause and sense? When we sense for the bodily feel of it, when we sense for the all of it, and then we wait, we be with that as it's forming. And s- uh, what can come is this realization, in my example, can form that this isn't just about fear. It's about a part of me that longs to be seen and valued, for example. So it's not a conclusion that they thought their way to. In fact, they have had this issue and never found this answer before. Why? Well, in Gendlin's work, when we are able to pause and sense the implicit knowing from within the body, that changes everything. And that is a mutation. And it often brings with it this sense of relief, like, ah, or the sense of clarity, like, ah, or this movement, or this gentle feeling like something's clicking into place, like, ah, I've got it. And often what then comes is the sense of the right next step. It's like taking that and moving that forward in our lives. If you're new here, I welcome you. I'm Laura, a certified focusing professional and trainer. And on this channel, well, I share all sorts of things, reflections and teachings from the world of focusing, my opinions, my experiences of focusing. And focusing is this body based way of listening that supports deep transformation without force. So much of what Gendlin offers asks us to slow down, to listen differently, and to meet what's happening with warmth and compassion and respect. His work definitely doesn't give us quick answers, and it's not always easy to read, I'll give you that. But it opens something incredibly alive within. And if you've ever had that feeling like real change comes from deep within, not from thinking harder, but from listening more gently, this path of focusing process may be right for you. I'm curious what questions you are carrying about Gendlin's writing or the practice of focusing, and I'd love to hear from you. I know I have lots of questions, but I'd love to hear what your questions are. You are welcome to email me at laura@focusingwithlaura.com. I look forward to seeing what the questions are, and I will respond in a video. As we know, when we hold something as one person and we ask, it supports many on their journey. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.